another episode, a Victory Monday episode of the Officialize experience with Kirk Cousins. I'm Kyle Schonewill, and Kirk, it's a Victory Monday. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling on top of the world. It is the highest of highs when you win. It's the lowest of lows when you lose, and I'm glad it's a Victory Monday. It's a lot easier to come into work this week, and we have so much to play for these last couple weeks of the season.
And today is extra special for a lot of reasons, but most importantly, we are joined by one of the coolest guys we know.
Yep.
Stefon Diggs.
We got a rock star in the building.
Welcome to the show, Stefon.
Thanks for having me.
Been wanting to get him on the show for the whole season. We had to find a time when you were in town after a win, and here we are.
And practice wasn't canceled.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the first question I have to ask is, do you like to go by Stefon, Diggs, Diggsy? What's the go-to here?
Yeah, what is the go-to name?
It doesn't really matter. It depends. Everybody calls me Steph, or like my teammates always call me Diggsy. So it does. It all depends on who you are in my life, I guess.
Yeah, Diggsy sticks around here.
Okay.
But I feel like I think the people who really know him probably don't call him Diggsy.
Not at all. People call me Steph.
Steph, okay. I'm going to go with Steph. That's easy.
There we go.
Okay, good. Well, Steph, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Maybe you can give everyone a quick little history of how you got here, maybe college, where you're from, and how you ended up on the Vikings.
I'm from the East Coast. You know, I went to Maryland, spent my time at Maryland. After Maryland, you got drafted in the 5th round to Minnesota.
Now, you came out early from Maryland,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you were 3 and done?
Like I was determined.
How old were you when you were drafted?
Like 21, like going on
21.
21.
I was 20. I was 24 my rookie year. You were 21 your rookie year?
Yeah, I think so.
Huge age difference.
That's
Well,
crazy.
and the fact you're 24 now or 25?
24.
24, I'm 30. So the fact that a guy like this is in his 4th year and is still only 24, that's exciting, you know, for a guy to be that young still. So he's got a lot of football ahead of him.
I'm trying to figure it
He's
out.
feeling it out.
Now, you had an injury, right, your last year at Maryland?
Like my second year at Maryland,
Okay.
I had broke my ankle, and then my 3rd year, I had lacerated my kidney, so I missed like 3 games, and then after I came back for the bowl game, I said, I'm out. I'm not doing that.
Lacerated kidney does not sound enjoyable.
And the list of injuries that you report, that one's up there as
If it's
far
got
as
laceration
impressive.
in it, that's a bad sign.
Big
So
words.
he's a 5th round pick. With his athletic ability, somehow falls to the 5th round. I don't know, something. You know, they didn't pick up on it, but thankfully the Vikings did in the 5th round, and he's just continued. His role has grown, you know, every year. You know, he didn't start out as the #1 receiver, but every year his role has grown, and now he's one of the top guys in the league.
I appreciate it.
How's your time been in Minnesota so far?
It's been good. It's so crazy, you know, sitting right here with Kirk, because in the wintertime, I had bumped into him twice, I think.
Yeah, Super Bowl week.
And it was like casually seeing him, and I was like, I mean, I would kind of want you, but I didn't want to come on too strong when I first seen him. But
Play it cool.
I let him know I was a huge fan of him, and I was like, all right, well, I got to at least give him some love, because, you know, he was on the market and he was trying to make a decision, and, you know, I would love him at the Q, so, you know, that's how it happened. Now we're here.
Absolutely. That was at Super Bowl week here, actually. in
Yeah,
Minnesota.
right here in
cool.
Mall of America, of all places, the MOA.
Yes,
Absolutely.
MOA.
So let's dive into a quick breakdown of the game yesterday.
Gotcha.
41-17 victory over the Miami Dolphins. Huge game. As we always do, we have a football here for our game ball segment. This is where we just give out a ball to anyone we felt was noteworthy. So I'll start, and I'm going to say game ball to Dalvin Cook, Latavius Murray. 204 yards on 34 carries, 3 touchdowns, 6 yards per carry.
Wow.
Dominated all day. It felt like it was easy picking, but on top of that, they both had runs that they themselves earned with a spin move, a juke, pushed
Made
outside.
people
So
miss.
huge game to them, game ball to them.
My game ball, I'm going to give to our pass rush. 9 sacks.
9.
To have a game earlier this year with, I believe, 10 sacks, and then to have this game of 9, I believe they have set the record for the most sacks in a Vikings season, still with 2 games to go.
Wow.
So, you know, enough said. Pass rush. And when we get a lead like we did, we give them the ability to rush the passer, and good things happen. So starting fast for us as an offense really leads to good things for our defense.
Daniil Hunter's arms alone are worth the game ball. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yes.
Sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
One arm apiece.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna give my game ball to the O-line. You know, they did a hell of a job. And Pat, we call him Patty Ice, but
Patty Ice.
For a nice spike on Dalvin's touchdown. But they did a great job yesterday. You know, Dalvin creates a lot of havoc back there. You know, he makes things happen, but they out there doing their job too. So
speaking of Pat Elflein's spike, we always say when we watch the film the next day, when you spike the ball, if the spike hitting the ground and shooting up in the air, if it leaves the frame of the film we're watching and it disappears off the screen, that was a good spike.
Oh,
If the spike stays in the screen, then you didn't give it enough juice. And I'm pretty confident that Pat's spike left the frame. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure it did because as I was jogging back, I felt the shadow of it coming down over me and then landing next to me. So I said that one probably left the frame.
That's a high-quality spike right there. What touchdown was that after?
Late in the game.
Yeah,
right?
it was late. It was late.
Yeah, it might have been Dalvin's last one. No, it might have been his first one. I don't know. I think it was Dalvin though.
I missed it. The run game was amazing. You guys started off the game 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. How did that feel? Not only for you guys, but also it being Kevin Stefanski's first game. What a confidence builder too. You may be nervous going into the game. How's it going to go? Boom, 3 touchdowns, 3 drives.
I mean, it just gave us a chance to breathe easy for a minute, and we didn't even have a third down on the first drive. I don't believe. I think we just stayed ahead of the chains and converted first and second downs, and it allowed us to. Stay ahead of the game and not put ourselves backed up. There were no penalties, that kind of a thing. So huge to get a start like that. And then Diggsy came up big with a touchdown.
It feels good. It feels good to start fast because we've struggled, as far as like coming out and kind of getting behind the sticks and shooting ourselves in the foot. But yesterday we did everything that we wanted to do as far as execution, running the ball really well, completing some passes that we needed to and just kind of like get the ball rolling. Once we get the ball rolling, we're pretty hard to stop, but it felt good.
One play that stood out to me, if you're a football nerd, is not just his touchdown. I mean, he's wide open there. That's fun. But he caught a go ball that was a back shoulder throw. Still, I believe, in the first quarter. And it might have been on a scoring drive. But it was a go ball. I mean, he's supposed to run right by the guy. But the guy's really trying to stay on top. He's not going to let him. And Diggsy, as long as I've played with him, has an ability to still threaten somebody vertically with a go ball, while having the awareness to adjust to a throw that's not thrown there. He did it in the preseason against the Seahawks, did it against the Saints on an unbelievable catch, and then did it yesterday. And it's really fun for me as a quarterback to know that I have some flexibility in where I throw the football. It doesn't have to be dropped perfectly on a go ball. I can throw it in some different areas, and he'll, with his body sense and his vision, be able to adjust.
When in the play is that decided?
There's no rules.
It's just so crazy.
So you just see the ball coming behind you.
It's like being in the backyard with your friend and, you
Right.
see something and y'all both see it. So it's like, here, take this instead of like, if anybody else, if it was your first time meeting or not even throwing the ball with them at all, you would be like, all right, let me just throw it deep and, say a prayer. But we on the same page and we've done it time and time again this past year. So,
It's hard to teach that because
I
I could bring some guys out there and say, hey, do this, do it like Diggsy. But you got to kind of have a sense. It's got to kind of come naturally to you. And then I obviously have to have the athleticism to be able to contort your body and make those adjustments. But, there's other times, don't get me wrong, where I say, hey, man, I need you to take 5 steps there. Or, hey, I thought you were going to speed through that and you kind of throttled. And if I'd known you were going to throttle, we could have had a completion, but I didn't know that. So there's still chemistry things we're working out. But it's also fun to see the chemistry that does develop. And it gives you more freedom to really, when a guy's covered, still be able to find a completion.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about the offense yesterday was I got a lot of the things that I've been wanting to get. Like, for example, I loved the final 3rd and 1 power formation. We do the play action out of it, goes for 20.
He was wide open.
Wide open. We finally get down to the 15-yard line, and I think his first down was the bootleg touchdown to him, and no one's within 6
That was no
yards of
huddle,
step.
that we didn't even huddle.
No
Just
huddle.
tempo.
Dalvin in space. You're getting some swing passes to him or getting him on the outside. A lot of those things happened yesterday, so that was my highlight.
I don't disagree. I think tempo and all the things you said helped keep them off balance. And, I credit the game plan as well and the coaches for making the adjustments as we saw what the Dolphins were doing.
And then another huge key was after that first quarter, there was kind of a lull, second quarter to mid-third quarter. And the defense, though, really kind of held up and kept you in the game for that whole time.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about our defense. I believe they're still number 1 in the NFL on third down. I mean, they were
red zone too, I think, or close.
Okay, yeah, and situational football is so important. If you're good in third down and red zone, you're going to be a top defense, regardless of the total yards you give up. And just the pass rush, I think, was what stood out to me. Ryan Tannehill, I didn't feel was able to really drop back and read the defense because of the pass rush getting on him over and over and over again.
So quick, though. Like, I've been here for a couple of years, and one thing about our pass rush, we get it back there so quick. Like, on average, I don't even know how many seconds it is, but when you take a drop back and you ain't got no time to even look at a defender, or it was a couple of times where he had a little bit of time and he was really inaccurate because it was so much pass rush. So I imagine how hard it is.
Well, and I feel like Zimmer has confidence in his corners that he will blitz people with full trust that, hey, we're fine if it's one-on-one out there.
Yeah, he said this week at some point, and he meant it not specifically for this week, but just in general, he said, I'm going to call the plays that I feel I need to call for us to win the game. And if it's, putting a corner on an island, if it means we got to blitz, if it means we got to play coverage, whatever it means, I'm going to call it. I'm not going to say, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm scared. He said, no, I'm gonna do what we need to do to win the game. And I think he is, as a defensive coordinator, I think he's aggressive. I do think he's an aggressive coach, because you think of offensive coaches as being aggressive, but really I think he has an aggressive nature as a defensive coach.
Speaking of his swag, earlier in the year we asked Latavius Murray on the show, what food would you say Zimmer is? Do you have a breakfast item that you think Zimmer reminds you of? I think Kirk said toast.
Hash browns.
I love it.
What did Latavius say?
Latavius said grits. That's what he said, remember? He said,
did we say like no salt?
Yeah, not much cheese on there,
season.
no sugar, nothing in there.
I said toast, he said grits, and he
you
said
the toast
browns.
is slightly burnt.
Kind of plain.
A lot of
Slightly
carbs.
burnt, yeah.
Right now it's a lot of carbs for Coach Zimmer.
So I love that. I thought it was our most complete game yesterday. 202 offensive yards in the first quarter, which was the most in the NFL this year. So it's crazy with all these high-flying offenses like the Rams and the Chiefs, the Saints. You guys had the most yards in a quarter.
Interesting.
Yesterday. 202 yards.
When you talked about most complete game, we've said inside the building that we've got to fulfill our potential. And I think the fan base sees what the offense is capable of when we've been at our best, what the defense is capable of when we've been at our best, what the special teams are capable of. But it doesn't feel like we've put it all together in a game.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been one unit dominating while the other unit seems to be struggling. I felt like yesterday was the closest thing to all three units playing their best ball at one time. And if we can do that, again, it's an if, but if we can do that here in the next 2 weeks and then hopefully beyond that, I think we can be a really dangerous team. But
it's the right formula if you get hot.
Yeah,
it's
the
like catching a
fulfillment of
stride.
potential is so important.
Absolutely. So, Diggs, you score that touchdown yesterday, and you right away hit up your patented celebration, whatever
I don't
this
even
is.
know what to
Can
call
you
it.
take me through the origin of this? Does it have a name?
No, it doesn't have a name, but it has an
might need
It has
one.
an
Yeah, to
emoji
be
though.
determined.
It does have
Oh,
an
it has an
emoji.
emoji.
Yeah.
Okay,
little
which
dancing
emoji
man.
is it?
It's this dancing man. I think he's just like Spanish. I think so. I'm gonna send it to you. But
Okay,
shout out to that dance. It came from my close friend Brian. He's one of my best friends. So he did it one day when we were just shooting hoops at my house, and I was like, all right, that's a touchdown.
I feel like it's stuck, and when you first did it, you probably didn't even think it was going to be your dance forever. But I feel like now it's kind of like you can't do another
patented.
dance because
I
when you
gotta-
score, people want to see it.
That was my favorite thing about the dead arm dance is you did the dead arm dance, you run up to celebrate with him, and he goes, yeah, he did it right back. I was like, yes, they still got to get that in there.
Amen.
Mix it up a little bit.
Absolutely, dude. It's a good dance. It's a good
It
go-to.
is. It works. It's unique. It's original.
And you get a lot of hip in it.
Yeah.
When you do
Yeah,
those
not as much hip for me.
Not as much hip.
Okay, so
No surprise.
kind of attached to that, one of my favorite things about sports, hear me out on this in general, is like when you see in basketball a star player hits like a three-pointer, or you see a guy running for a touchdown, and in slow motion you can look in the background on the bench or a receiver on the other side of the play, and the guy starts like throwing up his hands. And just this celebration of, hey, I didn't score, but I love this appreciation that we're winning or we're scoring. You see it in basketball a lot. But that reminds me of how much I love your relationship with Adam, it appears.
Oh, yeah.
It truly appears like if you score or he scores, it doesn't matter.
You'll see him
And
soon.
you both legit love it that they both score. Can you talk to me about him?
Adam's my guy, and I know how hard he works, and I know the time that he puts in. He's extremely smart. He always makes good decisions as far as being out there, and he plays hard. He plays tough. He plays hard. He plays tough. He plays smart. So the type of guy that you want to be around, and when he scores, it's exciting because he does his own little dance moves, and he tries to dance, but it never ends well. But
It's not as smooth.
seeing him dance in the end zone, it's a happy feeling. You know how hard it is to touch the paint, even when like Kirk touched the paint. It's exciting. So I like it.
I can't say enough about their relationship. Obviously, they're great football players, and it's been well documented, the tandem that they can be on the field. But the way they relate to one another off the field in meeting rooms, the way they challenge each other, the way Adam will give coaching points to Diggsy, and Diggsy will listen and apply it, as opposed to, he could be too cool for school and say, like, I'm not going to listen to this guy, but he'll listen. The way they relate is really cool. If Diggsy gets frustrated, Adam's the guy to go talk to him. He knows that, that's the way their dynamic is, and it's pretty cool. And
I think people undervalue that.
yeah, and
The
what's
people that don't
unique is
know-
like their
Yeah.
backgrounds. I mean, Adam's from Mankato State, grew up in Detroit Lakes. Diggsy's from outside DC, went to Maryland. It's not like they had this similar background with all these similar experiences, and yet the fact that they find common ground and they play hard for one another and truly love one another, I think that's unique. That's not on every team. And it's one of the reasons I keep going back to, I like our team. I like our locker room. I like our group. I like playing here. it's because of the way that guys like Adam and Diggsy play hard for one another and celebrate one another. That's fun to be around.
So when you were coming on the show, Kirk texted me a few things about you so I could, be prepared. And he said, hey, Steph's my ultimate hype man.
Yes.
That's what he says. And I thought to myself, I really appreciated that about you because we both know that Kirk can be a little serious at times.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. So he tells me you try to get him to smile more.
Yeah. Every time
All
I
the
see
time.
him, he'll have a straight face 97% of the time. Like,
Yeah,
in
he's
the
right.
game, in the game, he mixed it up a little bit. He came in the huddle. He said, "Let me talk to you guys for a little bit," and everybody got excited. So I was like, "There we go. There goes some personality." And he smiles. He smiles every once in a while, but it's hard to get one out of him.
This is the struggle that I find with that is, for me, it's such a thinking man's game. I mean, I'm thinking about coverage and personnels and motions and shifts and snap count and the play clock and situations and reads and checks and audibles.
At some point, you just got to
And so
play
at some
with
point,
joy.
this is
smile.
Coach Zimmer's point. Sometimes, Kirk, you just got to make it like 7th grade and just go play.
It's just fun at times.
And so you just gotta play. And I'm like, I know, but at the same time, I don't want to miss what I got to do. So finding that balance has always been hard for me. And I got Diggsy in my ear reminding me to just go out and play.
You wouldn't think it looking at me, but I was one of Kirk's receivers in high school.
Nice.
Yeah, he was.
So
nice.
I was that role.
That tandem.
I was the guy.
JV
I was the
he
guy.
was the Diggsy.
I was 13 touchdowns JV year. Are you
you were
kidding me?
balling.
Oh yeah, just balling. No one could pass at that age, so you just kind of
we
run a
passed.
post foul. Yeah, we passed. That was it. But that was my role. Coming to the huddle and I'm like, dude, that was dope. That was dope. He'd be like, next play, stop talking. I'm like, what? Come on, dude.
Too serious.
Too serious. Yeah. So someone's got to get him to smile more, and Julie tries to. So
Yeah, my wife does a good job of that as well.
There we go.
So you're also into fashion,
Yeah, a little bit.
okay?
I think
So-
the thing about Steph with fashion is it clearly matters to him. Like what he puts on is not just a shrug your shoulders, like whatever. Like he's got a plan, even if it's like going to meetings or just working out. And whereas me, I'm literally whatever Dennis Ryan, our equipment manager, gives me, I literally just put on and go into the weight room, don't think twice about it, which usually leads to a lot of ridicule from my teammates. But Diggsy's gonna have a plan. Like he's gonna get the yellow shorts on Friday. He's gonna wear them short. He's gonna.
Oh, like is it a routine or is it just planned each week?
Nah,
Little bit
it's-
of both.
It's like kind of like tradition with the yellow shirts, but I kind of broke it a little bit. But it all depends. Like I like to look nice, but I don't like to I don't know. I don't like to do the normal
Yeah,
thing. Like,
that's
I like
the thing is he keeps.
You want to be
unique.
cutting edge with it.
Yeah, I'd
Well,
rather,
not just cutting edge, but like his own deal.
Exactly. No matter what that entails, like it depends on if I'm gonna wear a bucket hat and it's snowing outside. Like
He does that.
Shorts
done
in the
that.
winter. Like I wear shorts all the time. It's just I don't care. I wanna look nice, but
Last
I
week he walked around the
So
facility.
you're sitting there thinking, I want to be nice, but I got to make sure it's different than somebody else.
Nah, it's not like I got to because I got like a lot of clothes. Like,
Okay.
it's-
You-
do you,
That's
do you
not
like
forced,
to
it's not
go
forced.
shopping?
I love to go.
You love to go shopping.
That's like my thing.
Do you have a main spot in the Twin Cities, like a mall or an
Oh.
area you like to go to, or you just kind of go, or you go online?
I go wherever. Then
Okay.
I shop a lot more so online during the season, but on the off season I travel a lot. So I don't really go out and do like stuff like unless like I went skydiving and do stuff like that. But
Pretty cool.
I don't really like doing things but shop.
So it's just you being you.
So
Yeah.
last week he rocked a green hoodie that was like a
Oh yeah.
olive green maybe, and then he rocked green sweatpants that were a different shade of green. I was like, man, that is a unique deal. They're two separate shades of green. I feel like that's breaking every fashion rule, but it is your style, and I'm not one to talk.
Okay, so rate Kirk's fashion, and
Yeah,
if you could like take him on a shopping trip for one day,
We should do that. by
what
the
would
way.
he end up with?
I would probably cause he has like that dad swag, but he doesn't have like that old man dad swag, like the big therapeutic shoes and like
pleated jeans,
Exactly.
elastic
things like
waistband.
that.
Are you
Yeah.
saying he should have that, or
Not yet,
braided
not
belt?
yet, not
Yeah,
yet.
okay.
That time will come, but right now
Yeah,
keep
okay.
him young. You're gonna probably like James
Phone
Bond
clip.
or something.
Well, we've also discussed fanny packs on the show. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
kind of-
yeah.
like Laquan Treadwell wore one time we were hanging, and
He
it's
wears
like,
them too.
Yeah.
they're back in a little bit, or
A little bit, not so much right now. I wear like more like, hate to call them man bags, but
Yeah, it's like a backpack and a fanny pack cross.
Merce
A
kind of.
merce.
There we go.
Man
We gonna
purse. I love
make
man
it.
purse. I love that.
Yeah.
This is maybe a dumb question. Do you pride yourself on your route running ability?
Yes, a
You
lot. It's just because I like to win, and I feel like sometimes Kirk will tell you like I'll improv a little bit just because I want to win so bad. Sometimes I'll win too soon, and sometimes I'll win late. I'm saying just because sometimes I want to improv and kind of like not necessarily make shit up, but kind of like do whatever it takes to win.
He's so quick twitch.
Well,
that
I
he
feel
can
like the
do that.
separation is extreme with
Yeah,
him.
right. Yeah, he's so quick twitch. In the third down at the very end of the game against the Packers on Sunday Night Football that he caught to ice the game, he went rogue a little bit on the slant route, and he kind of did a double move, broke outside, kind of took a little longer, and I'm like sitting there like
waiting
for the win. I'm like, where's Diggsy? Where's Diggsy? Where's Diggsy? Eventually, I just throw it. Like, I got to put it out there. I don't see where he is, but I got to put it out there. Well, then suddenly he just shows up like a bat out of hell. Well, the ball ends up being behind him, so he adjusts to it. But I said to him, like, where were you? Like, I was scared to death. You weren't showing up. He's like, well, I'm trying to get open. And I go back and watch the film, and he's over there, creating separation. And sure enough, he's got the separation, and he made the catch. But sometimes you just got to sit on your back foot as a quarterback and trust him to create that separation.
It's crazy because, like, with the past quarterbacks that I had, like, they were real iffy about, like, throwing the ball with no separation. Like, they did not like to throw the ball unless you had, like, clear separation too. Like, you won space from the other guy. I can let it go now.
Well, understandably so. I understand how with quarterbacks, you probably want it to be a see it then throw it,
Exactly.
but it just doesn't work that way all the time in the NFL. Yeah. If they all can be like the Conklin play action where he's
That'd
just sitting
be
there,
great.
right? But it can't always be that
We
way.
had a play that kind of like we got a flag on it, but I had like a wrap. And
The third down.
And me and Adam kind of like came, like rubbed off each other. But you saw it.
It wasn't clean.
It wasn't clean at all. He saw it. He threw it.
Off your back foot, kind of.
And it was a good ass ball. It's like I saw a guy like dive for it. He missed. And it was like, it wasn't perfect, but he trusted that the play was going to be made, and he threw it. So.
Kirk's arm strength is underrated.
Yeah. He throws,
People don't understand.
He actually has told me.
tell him.
I heard him.
He throws the ball hard.
He
eased up, though.
People were always like, oh, that was always a thing that it's not, it's not throwing it very hard. But then like at the combine, this is a dumb stat, but he was clocked at like the fastest throwing speed at the combine coming out. And then I watch on TV, and there's times where like the ball is zipping.
People don't understand more so because I see like him in tight windows. When it's in tight windows, he's going to zip it. He's going to throw the ball hard. That's just how it is, and you got to deal with it. But I had told him, I'm like, bro, you don't got to throw the ball hard.
That's the
all
key.
time.
Oh, yeah.
The key is like throw with
He's
touch.
6 yards away from you, and you're
throw with touch when you can throw with touch. Ramp it up only when you need to, and that's important. To not throw with juice every single pass.
But I feel like his arm is like his release is so quick that you know when the ball's firing out, when you know when he's about to throw the ball hard. Like, it's just, you can kind of feel it. And when he gives you a little touch, you can kind of feel that too. So
You're probably feeling the pressure too. He does like the pat, and that's like, oh,
That
here it
pat-
comes,
that
it's
pat, you know
coming.
the
Yeah,
ball
it's
coming.
coming. It's coming hard.
true.
Okay, so in wrapping this up, I have a couple other questions that we had from previous weeks I need you to follow
Got you.
up on, okay? Totally random. Mike Remmers claims deviled eggs is a Thanksgiving Day food. Was it a Thanksgiving Day food for you?
Deviled eggs.
Yeah,
Deviled
like
eggs.
you chopped them in half.
Yeah.
We just can't seem to win this
So
argument.
you grew up eating
Yeah.
deviled Okay.
That's crazy. You
we
guys
may
never
have
had
to
it?
accept
Well, we had
this.
never heard of that. We're like, that's not a Thanksgiving Day food. But then we did this poll, and it won.
We gotta
And
have
it wasn't
another.
Thanksgiving.
You gotta have another poll because I asked guys in the training room that like, you guys like I always have macaroni and cheese, and macaroni and cheese is obviously not a thing. It's mashed potatoes is a thing.
Macaroni and
Yeah.
cheese is
At
actually a
Thanksgiving?
really
Yeah.
good Thanksgiving food, but some people don't do it. And when I learned that, like, I want it now. Like, I love mac and cheese at
It's pretty
Thanksgiving
good.
now, so
Okay.
I can get behind that.
Are
Deviled
you-
eggs, though, I'm not getting
Not so
behind.
much.
Well, we were wondering if it's like a northern-southern thing because we were kind of both
Well,
from the
yeah.
north, and we had never had that, and then our southern guys had it,
I don't
but
know.
we don't know. Okay, and then do you like Christmas music?
Kinda.
Okay, we're
That's
big
probably
Christmas.
more
It's
of
not
a
like it's
no.
not like I'll put it on, but if it's on, I won't mind it. I'll
Okay,
say
well,
that.
we're big Christmas music people, so I was kind of hoping. Ugh.
Sorry.
So we're 0 for 2 with those two questions.
Yeah, I
following
guess Christmas music doesn't play with him.
Okay, so in closing, you guys have 2 more games left regular season. Kirk and I have said this every week, Steph. We're still exactly like where we thought we'd be. But not where we thought we'd be, but like it's not changing every week. We get up here and we go, well, we'd still be in the playoffs if it started. Well, then yesterday, actually, the teams that we need to lose won,
Yep.
but you guys won.
saw that.
So we're still in the playoffs if they start today. How can we close out the season with 2 more wins?
Man, I tell people, let's just focus on the Lions. Obviously, we know we will need to win these last 2, but let's just get the Lions game right now, focus on them, put it all in for this week, and we'll see where we are at the end of the week. But, man, we got to go into a tough environment there, play great complementary football, all 3 phases, protect the football, find explosive plays, play smart football,
Exactly.
and hopefully come out with a win.
I would say like kind of piggyback off that. Just bring the same mindset we had last week. wanted to start fast, wanted to execute, wanted to stay ahead of the change, things like that. Just kind of in a new environment, communicate whenever we're in a hostile environment or somebody else's stadium, over-communicate just because, it can be loud in certain places and you don't want the smallest thing to be misheard. And, he has a thing and stand in the huddle, like I'll be running out of the huddle and you just got to stay in because the sentences.
early.
Yeah, so
The sentences.
just execute, that's all.
Absolutely. Well, I think we can do it.
I think we can, but it's
I'm
going to
ready.
take great effort.
And to everyone, thank you for listening. Before we wrap up, Kirk and I are going to be here doing an Instagram live actually for a few.
Nice.
Every week we ask people for Ask Kirk questions on Twitter.
dope.
So we ask questions to Kirk. But this week we're going to do a live thing. So if you're already hearing this podcast, it's already happened. So don't worry about it. But we are excited to do that. But thanks for joining us, Steph.
No doubt.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
me.
it, man.
Thanks for
People
having
can
me.
find this on officialize.com or anywhere podcasts are found. It's the Officialize experience. Thank you.
Until next time.
All right.
Until next time.
Let's go beat the Lions.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Look at this. Little Vikings action. This is Kyle Schonewill and Kirk Cousins. We're recording our Officialize podcast here in the Vikings studio. Thought we would take some Ask Kirk questions live on Instagram. So I love you, Kirk. That's the first one. Okay, I'm going to see if I can hold it.
Not
Kirk,
a question.
say hi to everybody.
Hello. I'm ready for your questions, and hopefully we can answer as many as possible in the next few minutes.
So this is the Officialize experience. If you guys are just checking this out on Instagram, we have this podcast available on iTunes or anywhere podcasts are found. You can go to officialize.com to get it first. Here's the first thing, and it's your wife waving hi. What is your favorite play?
My favorite play. Oh, man. I'm going to go with my favorite play is dose right, fake 37, keep right, F slide.
Oh,
It's okay. There's better plays out
There's
there,
better
but,
ones
but
than
that
that
one was all right.
okay. What did you think of Dalvin Cook yesterday?
The White Tiger.
The White Tiger.
We got to see him out there do his thing. Man, just got to get him the ball and put him out in space with one guy having to tackle him because he is a nightmare for defenses to try to tackle in space.
This one I think we know the answer to, but who's your best friend on the team? We have a lot of good friends on the team, right?
That's a great question, too. My closest friends in the team are Tom Compton, because we were roommates together for 2 years, going back to our days in Washington, Adam Thielen, Trevor Siemian. The quarterbacks kind of stick together, so Trevor Siemian, Kyle Sloter. And you also kind of hang out with the guys around your locker. So I got Adam, Tom, and Rudy around me in the locker. But my favorite player on the team, maybe not my closest friend, my favorite player is a combination of two people. Harrison Smith is my favorite player. I want to get his jersey, and my son will someday be wearing his jersey. And Cornelius Edison.
We need to have Harrison Smith on here.
We do need to get Harry on here. It's just a little intimidating because I admire him so much.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. How is your relationship with Kevin Stefanski?
It's a great relationship. He's been my quarterback coach since I got here, so I've actually spent as much time with him as I have with any other coach through those months because of all the meeting times, all the practice film we watch, all the conversations we have. And even during games, the first part of the season, I would just call up to him and talk to him, and then he would then talk to Flip through the headsets just because, Flip is going over plays, and I didn't want to take him off his train of thought. So a lot of conversation going back and forth between me and him for the last, whatever it's been, 7-8 months. And, it makes for a transition here that's pretty smooth.
You're going to love this. Your favorite Jordans?
Oh, what a great question.
What an excellent question. I knew you'd love that.
I'm an 11s guy. Love the 11s. I kind of prefer the 11 low tops over the high tops, even though the high tops are the OGs. And
The OG.
I think I like the classic Concords the most. I just like the white and black Concords and go with anything. Those are my favorite. I also like any 10s. I love the original ones, the original Jordan ones, the band ones. And then, those are probably my favorite.
Have you ever been to Ireland?
Great question. The British Open's in Ireland this next summer, and I'm thinking I'm going to go. I've never been to Ireland, but my grandma is from there, grew up in Belfast. I want to take my family there to see where we're from and go to the British Open in the same week. So I'm hoping to do that next July.
Pre-game music?
Pre-game music is usually a combination of worship music, rock, like alternative rock, and then just kind of whatever pops on my shuffle on my phone. So it's pretty eclectic, and it could be anything.
We're just blazing through these. There's so many here, so
Good,
I'm trying to keep.
good.
I'm trying to keep. Favorite part of U.S. Bank Stadium?
Well, I mean, the environment that the fans bring to it, but
The content they make on
yeah,
the screens.
but the content's unbelievable. Yeah, the intro videos and all that. I love the glass. I love the natural lighting that comes in. You know, I feel like my sight lines on the field are really clean because it's so well lit with the windows in the side and the windows in the ceiling. And I love the space. You know, space in the locker room, space in the parking lot. And I love how close we are in town. Like I only have to drive 25 minutes and I'm home. I'm used to in Washington driving an hour and a half home after home games. So being close to the stadium is so nice.
What I didn't realize yesterday was that you're going to need sunglasses depending on where you sit. Where the sun is in the time of day, it was shining into our eyes the entire time.
Yeah.
Directly into our eyes. You are like cake, sweet and elegant. Okay. Best speech you've ever heard as motivation?
Wow. Okay. Lee Eilers. Shout out to Lee Eilers.
Lee Eilers,
He
yeah,
gave
high
us our
school.
pregame speeches in high school and brought the house down. Phenomenal. And then I'd probably say second place to Lee Eilers would probably be, you know, the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King or something like that.
Classic, classic. How happy are you with Aldrich Robinson? All he does is catch TDs.
He's been an awesome addition. Love his speed, love his game, love him as a teammate. And he's also an excellent bowler. Easily the best bowler on the team. He's in a bowling league with Storm Norton and Cole Hicatini. The three of them are in a bowling league every Monday night. He has his own bowling ball, his own bag, his own shirt, his own shoes. They take it very seriously, and he averages like a 225. So he's the real deal.
What is your favorite part of Vikings practice? Ooh, that's tough.
Favorite part of Vikings practice. I love competing against our defense. So if we ever have a competitive period where it's just like a 2-minute drill, move the ball, you know, just go play. No script, no predetermined plays. Let's just go play and make it like the game. I love that. And that's why I really enjoy OTAs and minicamp because that's when we get to do that the most. And obviously training camp. But when we start to get script and everything is kind of pre-planned, I don't like that as much with scout teams and everything. But when it's just go play, it's a lot of fun.
Your favorite sport besides football?
Favorite sport to watch or play? I think basketball is probably my favorite to play. I don't play at all anymore because I'm afraid of getting injured, but, man, I wish I did or could. Love playing golf as well. But watching, what do I like to watch?
I don't know. Everyone's commenting on my lip smacking from eating the pizza, which makes me very happy. What do you like to watch?
I don't know what sport I like to watch the
Football's
most.
tough to watch now, right? Because you play it.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, I
just
say
not the
besides
same.
football, you know. So I really don't know. I don't know.
Golf?
Yeah, I like to watch golf.
Scariest person to go against on defense?
I mean, Khalil Mack's pretty good.
Yeah.
Aaron
not bad.
Donald. I've always thought Bobby Wagner's the real deal at middle linebacker. Luke Kuechly. Those are some names that come to mind.
Last couple here. What is the new baby's nursery theme? Does Julie have a theme?
The first one was sheep, and I don't see why we need to change it. Why can't we just keep it sheep? I'll have to ask, that'd be a great question for me to now ask my wife on her Instagram Live.
yeah,
What
true.
are we going to theme the nursery? But the first one was sheep. I thought it was a pretty good theme.
Oh, I like this. What is the most difficult pass to throw? Like if you're a quarterback,
Yeah.
what do you say is that's the
Yeah.
difficult one?
Anything with anticipation, I think many times like a corner route that you throw really early, and then sometimes in the tight red zone, just being able to throw like fades or just those throws that are tight windows and you have to throw early and you have to kind of put out there with touch. Man, I just feel like that throw, you got to know the specific player and the specific relationship with the defense to know where to put it because you have to throw it so early.
Okay, last one. A bit of advice here. What is the best time to start training to be a quarterback?
You know, I'm a big believer in not specializing and developing your whole athleticism. And I think I'm a better football player because I played basketball, baseball, tennis, and golf all the way through high school. And you also, I think, avoid injuries because you're not asking your body to do the same repetitive motions over and over and over. You're having your body do all different motions. And so on one hand, you're not getting injured because of that. But on the other hand, you're teaching your body way more athletic movements than if you were just throwing a football and dropping back over and over. And I think football is so unique from other sports, it's hard to simulate quarterbacking because what makes quarterbacking difficult is the pass rush. It's dealing with protection. It's reading a defense. And you can't just go out and do that one-on-one like you can basketball. So to just be really good at throwing the football to a wide open receiver, I mean, that's not what makes quarterbacking tough. So I think it's important to just play all the sports and understand that, if I can develop my arm strength and be throwing the football, and the other stuff will kind of get developed as you play. But I also would encourage avoiding tackle football and playing flag football instead for as many years as they provide it, and then making the transition to tackle once you've gotten an understanding of the game by playing flag.
Any last message you want to leave all these fans that are
Well,
watching
thanks for asking questions. I'd love to do this again. I really enjoy being able to engage with fans on a personal level, and these are questions that I'm never going to get from the media. So while we love to talk to the fans through the media, a lot of these types of things we never really get to talk about. So it's a lot more fun to just talk directly to you guys and hear questions like that. I enjoy that. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we can do it again.
And if you haven't already, you can check out our podcast. Today we had Stefon Diggs on the show and kind of give you a little behind the scenes of Kirk and some of the football things. It's called the Officialize Experience. Find it on officialize.com. Thank you for tuning in. We love you all. Hopefully we'll do this again in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.